Is there some way to think about, how much the top of the funnel could be changed?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like I'm going to answer this question a little bit generically for you, but, when I started at Roku, there weren't that many people searching for streaming device. You wouldn't have looked at mods and some of the other search metrics and said, oh my God, this is going to change the world. But once the top of the funnel does open, once word of mouth starts to happen, and people get attuned to the product, then, the TAM changes pretty rapidly.
Right.
And then just one other thing I forgot to mention. Again, I don't like to look at things in aggregate. I always want to look at the different audience segments I'm going after, and certainly whether it's AdWords, whether it's social, I'm much more willing to spend on certain types of customers. Again, using Roku as an example, I would rather spend an extra $8 to $10 to acquire, a 35 to 40-year-old couple with kids in the home, who are then more likely to buy a Roku for every room, buy one for their cabin, versus spend that amount to acquire an elderly, widowed customer.
Sure, yeah.
And then, we know, when people, do these sort of, do the media spend, AdWords versus Facebook versus, other stuff. Some people do it in-house. Some people use, some third party like an agency or somebody to help do it. And, we've seen some businesses where, a private equity firm or a venture firm comes in and buys the business with basically the specific idea that they can do a better job at increasing the efficiency of that spend.
Sure.
How, is there a way for us as sort of, basically, once, or several times removed from the action to be able to tell, like, okay, this person is going to have a better chance of increasing the efficiency of the spend versus some other person? Like, is there a way for us to try to get at that answer?
I don't think necessarily. I've seen both work. I've worked in both environments where everything was in-house versus out of house. I have a personal preference, but I don't know that it's an indicator for you of success.
Mm-hmm. And what about versus in-source versus outsource, but what about just specifically just, asking, let's say in the in-house team, like, what are they doing to say, like, optimize Google AdWords? Is there, something that we could ask that might give us some insight as to, this team might have a chance of doing it better than another team?
I guess I'm going to answer that slightly adjacent to what you're asking. I would be more interested to know if they are spending as much time on organic, low-cost marketing as they are on paid marketing. For example, how sophisticated is their PR team? Do they have a partner marketing team? So, for example, I've run a number of partner marketing organizations. Roku's, again, a good example. Their PR team and their partner marketing team, through their efforts with the media, through their efforts in doing co-op marketing with other partners, were able to massively extend the value of the marketing organization, to the tune of tens of millions of dollars. So by having a very sophisticated PR and partner marketing infrastructure, they could spend far less on paid media.
So can you give a specific example? What do you mean by a partner?
Sure. So for Roku, think of, they're in bed with a number of different people, right? They have retail partners. They have channel partners like HBO, Showtime, Hulu. we were able